Today I wanted to share the one simple hack that you probably have never done to your oatmeal chocolate chip cookies before. This recipe came about when I was trying to replicate my favorite store-bought oatmeal chocolate chip cookie dough, and I realized that the oats were pulsed a little bit. So they were blended somewhat so that they weren't fully whole. They weren't like a flour, as you see here. They were kind of just chopped up. And what I realized is that the texture of the dough was so much better. So now, every time I make oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, I just pulse the dough in a food processor or a blender, or you can use a mini blender, and just pulse them for a few seconds until they get nice and pulverized, but they don't need to be like a full flour, but because you still want to have some texture. But what this does is this keeps them from getting stuck in your teeth. And the dough, the texture of the dough is so much better. So we're basically just making a traditional oatmeal chocolate chip cookie dough here, but this is small batch. So this makes 6 large oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. You can also make 12 kind of small to medium sized ones, but we just kind of start off creaming our butter and sugars, and then we add the eggs and then mix that in. You can use a stand mixer, or you can use a handheld mixer like I'm using here. Then we're going to add in our dry ingredients along with our oats. And when I make cookie dough, I typically like to stir in the dry ingredients by hand to ensure that I don't overmix the dough, because you can overdevelop the gluten and make the cookies tough. So once I have the dough mixed, I'm going to add in the chocolate chip cookies and just fold them in again, just like I did the flour. And then I'm going to take 6 jumbo balls of dough, place them on a parchment-lined sheet pan. Then I'm going to add extra chocolate chips to the top. And this really just ensures that you can see those perfect dollops of chocolate chips once they bake perfectly in the oven. And I love to underbake mine for just a little bit, because they will continue to bake on the stovetop, or actually once they come out of the oven. So you can see the texture here. The oats are just blended beautifully. It's buttery. It's absolutely delicious. Get the full recipe on BessieBakes.com.